What's up, guys? Weston Means with eXp Realty here in the San Francisco Bay Area once again. Today we're going to be featuring the beautiful city of Kensington, which is right above Berkeley. It's right between Berkeley and El Cerrito. It's a town that not a lot of people from outside the area really know about, but I'm going to show it to you today. This is a gem of the East Bay. Like I said, right above Berkeley. Older homes built mostly in the 20s, 40s, and stuff like that. So you'll see a lot of hardwood and period details from that time. Sometimes you'll see some Art Deco, details. But let me show you the views that are pretty common in this area. This is what you're gonna get a lot of times. Beautiful views of the bay. You can see Albany Hill right behind me, Mount Tamalpais in the background back there, and the Golden Gate Bridge. This is what you're gonna see in Kensington, especially these homes are a little higher up in the hills. So honestly, this is the type of aesthetic that you'll see a lot in Kensington. You'll see a lot of the darker wood, hardwood floors, but it almost has that cabin kind of vibe. But a lot of these homes were built in the 50s and 60s, and this was just the aesthetic of the time. You had a lot of natural wood, and obviously you had a fireplace, just like the one right here, and a lot of built-in seating. So like right here you have this nook, big windows, and the view in this one is just gorgeous. But this is a pretty typical home for the era. And actually this one has an additional fireplace right there. So you'll see a lot of these style homes with the built-in shelving, built-in seating, cabinets, and things of that nature. And it's pretty awesome. It's like going back in time a little bit and really get a feel for the era. I want to go ahead and show you a little more about what I'm talking about. So we have fireplace, exposed beams on the ceiling, built-in shelving and cabinets, built-in seating, and high ceilings with the exposed beams, more built-in seating, beautiful fireplace with the big windows, beautiful. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Weston Means with eXp Realty in the San Francisco Bay Area again. Today I wanted to talk about the small town of Kensington, which is right between El Cerrito, which is right over here, and the Berkeley Hills. And then there's the little city of Albany, which is comparable in size to Kensington. Albany is also about a square mile, and Kensington is about a square mile. So there are basically 4 cities that converge right up over here. So Kensington is a very special place. It's a small residential community that's located in the East Bay. Historically, this whole area was Native American land, Ohlone land, had settled the area and lived here for thousands and thousands of years before any Europeans or anyone came. I just wanted to acknowledge that. And so Kensington was really just used to be a grassy, hilly area. There were some dairy farms up over there. The main urban areas of that time were over in Oakland, maybe a little bit in Berkeley. So right now, Kensington is regarded as a very desirable residential area. It's known for its tree-lined streets, panoramic views of the Bay Area, the Golden Gate Bridge, and all that good stuff, and a strong sense of community since it is primarily a residential area. And it's also known for really good schools, mainly Kensington Elementary School, which is rated very highly as one of the higher rated elementary schools in the area. Just giving an overview, I want to point out a few notable landmarks in Kensington. To start, there's the Blake Garden, which is a big botanical garden, which is on the hillside. It's several acres of just beautiful plants. There are a lot of different species. I believe there's over 1,500 plant species, and there are beautiful views of the bay as well as the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. And one of my favorite parts when I was walking through and making these videos is there was an outdoor chessboard where there are wooden pieces and you can move the pieces. It's almost life-size, I guess kid-sized, but that was pretty cool to see, just playing chess while you enjoy the views. Now, another notable area of Kensington is right along the Arlington, which is right here. And we have the Arlington Community Church. You'll see a shot of me driving by that. And then up here, we have the Kensington Community Center. Kensington Park is right here. And Kensington Hilltop Elementary School is up here. It's kind of funny because it just so happens that I went to Kensington Hilltop Elementary as a kid. It's a really good school, rated an 8 out of 10 on greatschools.org. So, as you can see, Kensington is right here, and really the only school in Kensington is Kensington Elementary School, which rates an 8 out of 10. So this is a highly coveted elementary school. A lot of folks want to get into this school. They have very high test scores, and you can read into a little more of the detail about the school if you look it up on greatschools.org. But I'd say overall, it was a very good experience going to school there. There were sweeping views of the bay, and overall I can't say too many bad things about it. I remember playing tetherball quite a bit because there are quite a few tetherball stations around the schoolyard, and that's what I would do every day at recess. I'd just be out there playing tetherball. So that was a very memorable time. But anyway, so, this area is right along the Arlington. And then actually, if you turn down this Rincon Road, the Blake Garden is right over here. And that's where all the beautiful views and the botanical garden is. Another notable area that I should mention is this other section, which is along the Arlington. And there are a couple cafes here. You got your local grocery store, Young's Market. There's a nail salon, Mechanics Bank, and the In Kensington restaurant, which is kind of like an American restaurant where you can get classic American fare. There's also a sushi restaurant here that's technically outside of the Kensington city limits according to Google. But there's an Ace hardware store here, and then there's an Exxon station right there. And there's a sign right here that says "Welcome to Kensington." Like I said before, this is pretty much all a residential area, but there's another commercial area right here at this circle. This is right off of Colusa Ave. This is also where the Kensington Farmers Market happens. The Kensington Farmers Market is every Sunday, and it opens at 9 a.m. and closes at 2. So that would be right here by this circle. They pretty much close down this section of the road, and a lot of folks will set up their tents, and it's a very cool time to come. This area is more live on those Sundays. And this place right here, the Kensington Circus Pub, is one of the most, if not the most, notable landmark in Kensington. It's kind of like a British pub. You can go there, grab a beer, also get classic pub kind of food like burgers and stuff like that. So definitely check that out if you're in the area. There are a couple other boutique shops around here. There's Semi Freddy's Bakery, which has really good bread as well as pastries and things like that. So definitely check that out. That place is really good. Another grocery store here, the Colusa Market. They have a pretty extensive selection, so you should be able to find some unique things there as well. The Colusa Circle, that's another very notable landmark of Kensington. And that's pretty much it. I mean, the Arlington is essentially the main artery that comes right through Kensington. It goes pretty close to the crest of this mountain range here. Some of these homes are a little bit higher, and you can see more views from the homes up here. And then down here, I mean, you still have views for sure, because essentially all of Kensington is on the hillside. And then another cool thing about Kensington is you are right next to Tilden Park. So the Tilden natural area is back here, and then of course back here you have Wildcat Canyon. So there's lots of hiking back here, lots of untouched nature. I remember spending a lot of time in Tilden as a kid. My parents were actually married in Tilden Park, and there's also a little farm here where you can take the kids and they can pet animals like goats and ponies and stuff like that. So lots of stuff to do in this area for sure. But one of the things that I really love about Kensington are the views. You have sweeping views of the entire bay pretty much. They're pretty comparable to the views in El Cerrito, although I'd say Kensington is considered a little more affluent, maybe luxurious than El Cerrito, but I'd say, you know, the views are essentially the same. And even portions of East Richmond have views that are similar to El Cerrito and Kensington as well. So all along here, you get really, really nice views. Now going into crimegrade.org, this is a tool that I use when my clients ask me about how safe the area is. Now in general, Kensington is dark green, which means it's on the higher end of safety and crimes reported. So like dark green is an A+. This is essentially an A kind of an area. I'm not really sure why this area is red. Maybe there's been more crimes reported in this area, maybe because it's close to a BART station. That could be one of the reasons why. But overall, Kensington is a very safe area, and it's right next to El Cerrito, which is also very generally safe. You know, as you get closer to the BART stations, you may see a little more of crimes being reported, so that may explain why some of these areas are a little bit patchy. But you know, if you'd like to check any crime grades, this is a tool that I use. Feel free to take a look at it. It's called crimegrade.org. But in my experience, Kensington is essentially 99% residential, and it's very hilly, and so you don't see too much crime in Kensington. Now, what is Kensington known for? Kensington is known for its highly educated and affluent residents, many of whom are professors, scientists, or professionals of the Bay Area. It's also known for its unique status as an unincorporated community that has local jurisdiction over its police, fire, and park services. You know, like I said before, it's a very small city, but they do have their own services. There are a lot of museums around Kensington. Kensington itself doesn't have any, but there are several museums in Berkeley, including the University of California Berkeley Art Museum and the Pacific Film Archive. There's also a strong sense of community and civic engagement among the Kensington residents. So if you like to get involved in your local city events and things like that, there are a lot of opportunities to do that. And also, of course, you have proximity to Berkeley as well as San Francisco. Now, really quick, while we're talking about Kensington, we might as well take a look at what some of the homes in the area look like. So in general, you're going to have homes that are built or were built in the 40s, 50s, and so we'll take a look at detached homes. I'd say the price point goes anywhere from about 1.3 up to about 2 million. If for a really, really nice home, maybe above 2 million, 2.5 at the higher end. So let's take a look at some of these homes. You have homes that are built in the 40s, but you also have homes built up into the 80s. There's very few brand new homes in Kensington because the real estate that's available is limited. Let me show you what are some of the homes you can expect to see. So this one has been renovated. You can tell they added in the engineered flooring. This has new finishes on the walls. The windows look like dual pane vinyl, so they've been updated since the 80s, definitely. A lot of these homes will have a luxurious kind of a feel because overall Kensington is considered somewhat luxurious and affluent. So you'll see, you know, these aren't the typical quartz countertops. These are slightly different, a little more gray, marbled, and a little more luxurious. You'll notice that a lot in Kensington. The floors look really great. Here you can see they've done a nice job with the tile. There are these wood accents, and overall it's staged nicely. This deck looks fairly new in the back, and they've definitely done a good job on the landscaping. This one doesn't seem to show a view, which is one of the big selling points of Kensington. But this is a 5-bed, 4-bath. It's listed for 1.75 almost, and it's been on the market 28 days. So this one could definitely probably take a price reduction. After about the 21-day mark, buyers can typically go in and dictate terms and ask for concessions and things like that. Of course, it's a case-by-case basis. Every property is different. Every seller is different. And so it's something that you would need to negotiate and find out exactly what the seller wants and what they're willing to give up and things of that nature. This one I actually toured. You have these big French doors that open onto a view of the bay. This is a multi-level building. At the top, there's two bedrooms that have really nice views. This video itself was in this bedroom right here. So, this is a typical view in Kensington. You're high above most of the rest of the urban areas down here. There's San Francisco over there, and then the Golden Gate. And so these are the type of homes that you can find in Kensington. And this one is a 6-bed, 4-bath, over 3,000 square feet, built in 1926. So essentially the homes in Kensington, some of them were even built probably around 1900, but for the most part, they're within 20s to 80s range. I mean, it's pretty wide because it started to become more and more populated over time. So this one has a fireplace. You can see their built-in cabinets. This is something that's normal, common for the area. And you have the hardwood floors. This one has quartz countertops. Looks like it's been updated fairly recently. Stainless steel appliances. And some of the homes have this cabin kind of feel, like natural wood throughout. And that was a more popular in, I want to say, the 60s. It's kind of like a 60s style. And I actually toured a beautiful home in Kensington that had that exact style, which I'll show you. This one has a big deck. See these wood, a lot of exposed wood, high ceilings. This is very typical for the Berkeley Hills and Kensington. Big windows that look onto the view. Yeah, this is a very typical Kensington home. Built-in cabinets. So this is definitely a Kensington classic home. And this one has an unusual tile in the kitchen, but it looks a little artistic. Kind of Berkeley-ish, Kensington-ish. They did a nice job on the staging. And look at all that fenestration, all those windows. Beautiful. So that gives you a little more of the feel of some of the homes in the area. Like I said, on the lower end, you could probably get a home in Kensington. It might be a smaller home, maybe like a 2-bed, 1-bath, or maybe a 2-bed, 2-bath for 1.3. On the higher end, they can get up to $2 million, $2.5 million if it's a really luxurious home. But that's pretty much the price range for the area. So I hope I gave a good overview of the area. If you have any other questions about Kensington, please feel free to ask me. As always, my contact info is going to be below. If you're looking for finding a home in Kensington, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to show you around. I myself used to live in El Cerrito, very close to Kensington, and I used to drive down to Arlington all the time. Been to the Kensington Farmers Market on Colusa over here several times. I've had friends that lived in Kensington, and I actually went to Kensington Hilltop Elementary. So this is an area I'm super familiar with. I've toured many homes in Kensington, and so if you have any other questions about Kensington or any of the natural areas or amenities in the area, please feel free to reach out, and I would love to show you around. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I am looking forward to making more for you, and as always, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one.